Hello everyone, welcome back to my space. This is Cindy with Moonfire Studios. I have a design project today from a beautiful digital designer, Rickety Snippets. Sally has the most gorgeous kits and images, and I just love them. So I've got a design project here for you with her. Beautiful kits and things. And I've got my iced tea today because it is really stinking hot and humid. I have a happy little snack. Yummies. And one of my gorgeous little bowls that I got from Red Apron Vintage. I just love these. I cannot thank her enough. These are the most darling little bowls. I've got this one in this beautiful turquoise color and one in more of a cobalt blue color. Maybe like a royal blue color, but I love those. I use these every single day for paints and snackies and waters, for cleaning brushes, knickknacks to put in anything and everything I can think of. So yeah, if you've got a chance, check her out too on her Instagram. She has pop-up sales. But the main reason we are here today is for the design project for Rickety Snippets. I have several kits here and several images from each kit. I'm not going to be using every single image, but I will be using something from each kit that's in here. So I've got my, here's my fountain pen, I've got my washi tape, I've got my foam pop-up tape. This is from, I think it's from Crafter's Companion, but I'm not sure. So there is, if it'll focus, there's that foam pop-up tape. I have transparencies or clear acetate. This one is from Marco's Paper, and it is 10 mils thick, 8.5 by 11 size. So it's a little thicker. It's heavyweight. So just be careful if you use the heavyweight. That is all I had at the moment. Usually for this project you can actually get away with a 6 or even a 3 mil acetate in there. And then I've got my usual Cougar opaque cover. This time I'm using 100-pound card stock, 8.5 by 11 US size. So it's thicker, but it's not as heavy as like 120 pound or anything like that. I've got my handy dandy glue gun that I love ever so much. And then I have, of course, my glue sticks and things. And so let's get into the project. That's not the project. I just wanted to see my beautiful owl. Here we go, guys. Okay, now these from Rickety Snippets, Rickety Snippets. What did I say in the beginning? Alright, now these from Rickety Snippets are the fairy doors, and they are, this is the Ice Fairy 1, and I love the depth in these. You cannot see it as well on camera, the depth of the detail that are in these ones. And I love them. So there, you get that one. And that one. And this third one. Look how cool. Okay. And then this one, I printed both of them because I haven't chosen which which door I'm going to use in the project yet. So I figured I'd get stuff started and cut out other things. And but the main thing I want to do today is this top piece here. So I might do a little quicker on the other things. But this is the Ice Fairy doors too. I mean, look at the shadows in there, and the light play is just gorgeous, especially in that one. And there's 2 pages in that one. Now, I will say that on my monitor, the blue is not as vibrant a blue. So where this is very, very blue, it's not so dark and deep on my monitor. It's lighter. But I have a Xerox laser printer and an Alienware laptop. So, for those of you that have different printers, it may print out a little differently than mine. And what you'll see on your monitor versus what prints out is going to be different throughout everyone's spectrum. Okay, these ones are the Ice Fairy interiors for the Fairy Ice Castle #1. But I am still pleased with how the colors and the lighting and everything came out. And I did notice that if I went into Canva on my computer and I brightened it up just a little bit and changed a little bit of the tone on there, it made the blue a lot lighter. However, if you get into this area here, you may lose details. So I suggest you be careful and print a test page before you continue on. This one is the Fairy Ice Castle interiors too. Just look how gorgeous that is. I love it, love it, love it. All the details. There's so many nooks and crannies for fairy tales and to get lost in. Now this is part of the fairy postcards, and these are, excuse my voice, it's also very dry here. These are the Winter Fairy stained glass windows. So I love the looks on these ladies. She's one of my favorites, I think. Absolutely beautiful. Now these ones, I did print out a background on it. And this background is from the Grungy Fairy ephemera box. This is the bottom of the box. Now, what I did, and I have the box here also. What I did is, let me find the bottom box. This is what the bottom of the box will print out like. Now all I did was I put it on Canva in my computer, and I filled up the entire space. And like I said, I have a laser printer, so I still, regardless if you put it on borderless, even if your laser printer says borderless, it cannot physically be borderless because the toner cannot go off the edge of the page. You'll gum up, gunk up, and ruin your printer. So that is why. So if you want it to go all the way, you have to use a inkjet printer. So, but these stained glass windows, I have just printed on the back side a full sheet, because when I cut these out, I didn't want them to be white on the back, but I also didn't want to layer and stick a bunch of pages on there for what I'm going to do. Now this is the Ice Fairy box. This is the top of the box, and then she has also gone ahead and given you the short sides and the long side. Make sure that you print out 2 of each long side, otherwise you'll have to go back to your printer in the middle of your project. Again, this is the bottom of the box. The print 2 long sides, and there's your short sides. And these are decorative elements that can go on the exterior outsides of the box, on the sides. And here is an element that can be either a topper or go on the inside of your cover of your box. And here are some fun little elements that you can cut out and stick on things or put in pockets, what have you. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the box. So I'm going to have a piece of snacky, have a drink, and I'm just going to make the box, and I'm going to speed it up and add some music to it. I believe Rickety Snippets, whoops, Miss Sally has a tutorial already, so if you need it slowed down, or better instruction, feel free. I will link everything of hers down below, her YouTube channel, her Instagram, and her Etsy shop. So let's do this. I'm going to cut a hole in this, which you can do probably before you put your sides on to make it easier for you. But I wanted to see, I'm one of those, I do it and then I think of the ways to make it easier afterwards. So let's see, I chose this doorway, which is from the Fairy Doors Ice Fairy number 2. So I'm going to use that one. And this one is from the Ice Castle Interiors number 2 again. I'm going to use this one here. I really like the way that those two play off of each other. I like this big grand staircase here. So what I'm actually going to do is, I think I'm just going to tear around the exterior of the door design. And I'm just going to do that by hand and just fold the paper back and forth and then roughly tear it. It doesn't have to be perfect. But since it is 100-pound paper, I recommend folding it back and forth a bit. And I'm just going to the inside of the printing. You can go a little outside of the printing if you want to make a little white border around it. Well, how is everyone today? I'm doing alright. My dad recently celebrated his 90th birthday, so that was a big happy event. And hubby's birthday is coming up soon, so lots to do. And it's really warm here. It's either overly rainy or super duper warm. Okay, what I am going to do now is I am going to cut around the interior part of the door frame. So I will zoom in with you guys so you can see, hopefully, a little better. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm taking my piece of paper and I'm lining up this architectural detail with this architectural detail because I don't want this side cut because that's where our door opens, but you need to go down the curve enough to where it becomes a straight line. Okay, I got a better knife, so all I've done is finished going all the way through it with the scissors, and then I'll just clean up the edges a little bit here. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to make a score line so that the door opens, and let's see, I'm doing it from the front and just kind of feeling where the trenches for the score. And there we go. And now we can open our door. And we can close our door. Okay. And I don't want the white on the edges, so I'm going to use, I don't think I want a gray, or a black. I'm going to use Twilight Gray Harmony Quick Dry Dye ink. And get rid of that white edge. I'm going to leave the little ruffly white part around that side, the outside of the door image. Okay, so for the top, this is going to go on the top, but it's going to open, obviously. And I wanted to initially cut a hole. Well, yeah, I still am. I'm going to cut a hole in here. A little bit larger than this archway. And this is where planning ahead comes in handy, because I just had my idea and I didn't think about my execution of said idea. You can very easily take an archway die and cut into this before you glue it all together. But as it stands, I'm going to see if I have an archway die and just trace around it and cut it out. So I'll be right back. Okie dokie, guys, it is day 2, and I don't know if I'm going to separate the box making part from this part yet. So if you're still with me, thank you, and if you've come back, welcome back, and if you're first time here, thank you for joining. So I found an archway that is pretty much the same size as our doorway. It's a little bit wider, but I don't mind that in the least. So I am actually just going to lay it down where I want it, because I didn't think about putting the hole in here before gluing it all together. And that was silly of me, because I don't usually do things like that, but we're doing this kind of on the fly. It's an idea that's been in my brain, and I was lucky enough for Miss Sally from Rickety Snippets to give me a design team spot. So I am super happy with doing this project for her. So I think I'm just going to do it roughly where I want it to be, and I think about there. And I need a pencil. I don't have a pencil, so I'm going to use my lovely fountain pen. If you guys want to know where I purchased this, it was in a True Fae box. So let's see, do I want the inside of the line or the outside? I'm going to go with the outside. There is an unboxing video of this fountain pen. It is my very first True Fae box. If anyone is interested in looking in what comes in that goodie purchase, you can please do check that out. And little Moonspark, the lovely little daughter, not so little anymore, but you know, is in on the unboxing for these with me. So it's kind of like a mommy-daughter speciality thing. And she does like to draw with those too, so that's a lot of fun. So, okay. And we are centered with the arch. If you don't have a die cut to cut this with first, you can just use a rectangle, use a ruler. You can use the bottom of a cup or a bowl for the top, and then just come straight down the sides. Either way. It is really, really rainy here. Yet still dry. I never understand how that goes along. So how's the weather with all of you? I hear it's pretty rainy with a lot of us. So I'm very curious who has sunshine and who has rain. And this is just dragging on that because I'm not at a good angle at all. Let's see if I can just kind of cut a nice slit in here and then get my small scissors in to do the rest. Again, this is much easier before you put the sides on. Okay, hang on to the arch for something, another area or something else. I am not concerned with the outside of the box. I'm more concerned with the inside of the box. And on this inside, I think I'm going to put the Altenew crisp dye black ink on there. Make it more of a darker interior shadowy aspect. Okay, now for the top, I am going to take a piece of cardstock and whatever size your topper is, I am putting a score line just shy of the inside measurement. Also, an easy way to do that, if you have a scoring board or scoring tool, just line it up with that, like so. And mine is going to happen to be 4.5. Okay, and then you're going to make another score line where that ends. And this, mine is 1 7/8 from the opposite end. This is a US 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Sorry, piece of cardstock. 100 pounds. And it's okay if it's not perfectly straight, or even if it goes over the edge. Which, nope, I'm good. Okay. And then I am going to cut the excess off. I'm going to make it even with the bottom and cut just below the image size, which mine is 7 1/4 inches. Look how nicely that cut that folded, and my blade is so old, you guys. It leaves ratty. I mean, that's not too bad, but if I go really quickly, it leaves rattiness at the end. I really need a new blade. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, if you want to, you can cut off most of this excess flap and just leave like about 1/4 inch or so, which I'm probably going to do that. And I just put my paper trimmer down. So I'm being lazy and not picking it back up. Which I really should, because it's a lot faster and easier. That was interesting, huh? Okay. Cover up all the things that can poke me. Alright, and then we are going to glue this on the outside. Because it leaves the inside nicer for our card. I'm going to do the bottom. And if you wanted to, you could have left a little flap on this side to fold over, similar to the long side. But then we're going to do the edge. Alright, and once that is nicely together, we are going to take our... What do I do with it? Haha. We're going to take our archway and we're going to put it, we're going to die cut it through both sides. Now if you don't have a strong die cut machine, you may have to do one side, fold it over, line up, or just keep your, pop your page out, line up your die again, and cut out the other side if you're using really thick stuff. So, where is, this is lower. I like to try to get it, make sure it's in relation to the opening of your exterior layer, so that, it's not up here, or it's not, weird places for when you open the door to peek through. I just realized I made a mistake. So, I want to do something specific on the inside, but I don't want to waste my paper, and my glue has already set, so that's okay. I will show you what to do in another boo-boo instance. So here we go. I'm going to line this up, and then I'm going to put some tape on it and run it through my die cut machine, and I will be right back.